With $700 billion going out of the country every year, we have to look at the resources that are available to us. What do we have? We have the best wind corridor from Texas to Canada in the world. We're going to use it. We're going to use a solar corridor. We're going to revitalize rural America with this.
I'm Greg Wortham. I'm the mayor of Sweetwater, Texas, and the executive director of the West Texas Wind Energy Consortium. I grew up in Sweetwater, graduated from high school in Sweetwater, had been gone for about 15 years working in Washington, D.C. and New York City. I was an energy attorney and ran an energy company in New York City, and then came back in 2004. Probably 5 years ago, everybody was on the verge of losing their land. It was very close to the edge, and a lot of this land has been owned by the same families for that 100 or 125 years.
Houses would be up on the market all the time, and we were just losing people like crazy.
It was traditional 30 years ago. You just left. There was no even thought about staying or coming back. And now, just in the last 2 or 3 years, it's really, the brakes have been put on that, and it's, a lot of students don't leave at all because you can get jobs paying in the $20 to $30 an hour range, sort of straight out of high school.
But now with the wind, like in Sweetwater, there's no houses available. They're building new houses like crazy. And at Highland, we're getting so many kids that want to come to our school because it's a good school and we have so many opportunities now. And that couldn't have been made possible without the windmills. So,
after we were approached about the wind turbine business coming to us, we looked at the economics. We looked at how it's going to change our lifestyles. We looked at how it's going to change our family in many ways. And we've come to the conclusion that progress has to come. And for the good of the ranch and as well as the good of our families, we decided to go ahead with it.
I go to a school where we're impacted by the wind a lot. We're actually getting a new school. We never thought it'd be able to happen, and with the wind, we're getting so much stuff. It's just so great for our school and our community.
And the community in general has benefited from it immensely. I mean, little towns around here that were struggling and a lot of times we're just meeting some really hard times, got a huge boost from the wind energy. A lot of ranchers now have these on their property, and the local economy is just great. I mean, you see daily school count up in some places, you see restaurants and hotels and motels really thriving because there are a lot more workers here, a lot of activity going on in the community.
The decision was made as a family group that we had to get out of the cattle business. And then fortunately, within a couple of years, the wind turbine options came along. And for all of us, it allowed to put more back to our infrastructure. I think we're better conservationists today because of the money that's generated by it. We do a better job of being good stewards of the land. And it's just offered us many options as far as improving the land and improving our lifestyles and improving our incomes.
Wind energy is the cleanest form of energy that there is. The energy is basically free. In West Texas, we have an abundance of wind. It does not emit any kind of hydrocarbons or no exhaust fumes. It's readily available.
And it's an adventurous industry. It's a cutting edge industry. We've got people coming out of the military to come back home and want to get a fresh start. And they're like, I want to fix my town. I want to make it better. And now we have a chance to. So it's really exciting to see all the different levels of community revitalization that are happening.
You know, in the future, you know, a lot of communities might look towards West Texas as a starting ground and a model for what they could do and how they could boost their local economies.
I mean, this is a tremendous opportunity for the whole heartland of the country, from West Texas all the way up to central Canada. It really can revitalize communities, and it is, you know, it's good, clean energy that's valuable to people. It's wealth to communities. It's new opportunities from kindergartners up to people in their 70s or 80s. I mean, it really is true revitalization in a comprehensive sense.
When you look at Sweetwater, Texas, now a town of 12,000 people, 20% of the people or the jobs in that town go to wind energy. We've got to use all resources here. Look at it, look at the positives about it, and then figure out how we're going to blend that in to our needs in this country for energy. It can be done, and it will be done because it has to be done.